If Buhari couldn't fight corruption after 8 years, who is Tinubu? Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka asks. The spiritual director, wow, that's a different role. Spiritual director. Well, the spiritual director of Adoration Ministry in Enugu, Nigeria, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, addressed his members on some of the recent happenings in the country. He urged them not to rely on any man over the affairs of the country, citing Buhari's 8 years in office. According to Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka from the video, he says, of course, Nigeria is under captivity. Spiritually, the country is under a curse that no matter who becomes president, the powers in this country will swallow the person. If someone like Buhari, a military man, sorry, let us not fool ourselves. I don't know why we are so possessed at this. I think it's possession. I don't know why we are so possessed with this idea that because someone is in the military, acts hard, they have such a rough and aggressive, and I get the military adds discipline to your character, and it really shows that there's discipline, and then if you're in the military, you're a different kind of discipline. I get it, but not in a country like Nigeria. Buhari has not proved himself to be, just because he's in the military. Okay, can be disciplined, but disciplined towards what? Discipline towards what aim? You can be disciplined to do bad things. Armed robbers, kidnappers are disciplined in their field. You think they don't have meetings? You think they don't strategize? You think they don't recruit? You think they don't try to carry out their their attacks as consistently as they can to yield results? That is discipline. There are times where they don't feel like, even going outside because of the risk that is involved in what they're doing. But they are disciplined to put emotions aside and focus on the target at hand. So the fact that he's in the military discipline, because I feel like it's the same thing as well, with governors, like, for example, at some point, I remember in the 2009s, 10s, with Oshomole, when he was governor in Benin, everybody loved that he was such a rough man. He's this, he's that. Even with Wike as well. The fact that you give up the energy of, rough, we like to show ourselves. It does not mean anything. It really, I think we are so deceived by that. And I think I just want to correct that thinking before we move forward with this, with this article, because, because he's a military man does not mean he has capacity to be president. Sorry. Anyways, he basically says that if someone like Buhari, a military man, can come and after 8 years couldn't tackle corruption, I don't think the guy tried. So let's not say that he couldn't or could not or can't, maybe. No, Buhari did not even try. And in his second term, he was even out of the country. I promise you, he didn't even know what the weather was like, at least even in Abuja. Because he wasn't even in the country. So how would he try to tackle corruption? Where? How? Then who will? Tinubu. And I'm like, I don't understand. Are we holding Buhari to some sort of standard that if Buhari can't do it, nobody can do it? Excuse me. So you are telling me that Buhari is our example of capacity as a president, and that's the peak we can go? Are you serious? And then he says, who will? Who will then tackle corruption? He then mentions Tinubu. I mean, I don't get it. Like, Nigeria had individuals that prove their competency and their capacity and then chose to go for the incompetent one. Who really has the problem? He says no man except God. Instead of Buhari to defeat corruption messed his administration up. I mean, come on, can we just have accountability and just be straight up with who messed up and who did not mess up? It's like at this point, we're going to characterize corruption as this entity that really just possesses the Nigerian government, and people just don't have no control. They have no decision. Oh my days, it's not me, it's corruption. Corruption is the reason why a snake will swallow how many millions of naira, or a monkey will steal these millions of naira. Are we serious about this? It is only God that can rescue the captive. Well, as we keep waiting, just try and japa. Anyways, speaking further, he prayed, in the video, and he says all their evil plans, agendas will backfire, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, please. Like, it's such a... I don't understand. I really don't understand. If Buhari was your standard as to what a president can be, as in this is the end, that beyond Buhari there's no more, then you are the problem, because I don't understand. Even Buhari, a military man, do you know how many rumors were spreading about how what's the word? Incapable he was. He was so incapable that there were rumors spreading that he died. And that he died and there was another person representing him. That's how unaware and how, not even present he was. How can you be alive and then people have rumors that you are dead and it's somebody that's replacing you and acting like you? So it's like, at the end of the day, Nigeria is not going forward. And whatever it is, whatever whatever conspiracies that people have, it does not take away from the fact that the system itself needs to be reestablished, it needs to be tackled, it needs to be dismantled, and it needs to be built again by leaders like Peter Obi, please. Because I think that, in terms of thinking, there is no other person who has shown consistency in their actions in their previous, role as governor and in how they carry themselves. Like the way somebody speaks, he doesn't have to show you his whole life, but it's more than impression now. This person, from the way they speak, okay, fine, you can tell the level of thinking that they have, because the level of thinking basically shows the kind of human being that you are. So if you have somebody that thinks like Peter Obi, this is somebody that is willing to collaborate. This is somebody that shows that, oh, you know what, I can work with people. You have Tinubu who comes to you and tells you it is his turn to be president. Look at somebody that thinks so entitled and put them in a position of power. When you are analyzing people, you have to be analyzing their character, the things that they say. Does this person really show that they are competent? At the end of the day, whoever you are, with the way you act, the way you present yourself, especially with your words, you tell the kind of person that you are. You are literally snitching on yourself or showing us the kind of person you are from what you say. You can easily assess somebody by their words. You can. If they're being deceitful, you can, because they can't match their actions. Listen, I personally think that Nigerians are not ready. And until we are ready, we can have a conversation. If not, we will all keep fighting each other, because I guess, okay, fine. There is the pride of, oh, I think I am right. I think my way of thinking is right. But it's not like there is a right, a type of right that is not controversial, that is not subjective, that is constant, aka doing the right thing. We can all agree corruption is not good. We know what is good and bad, and that is where the right thing comes from. Not that you now argue and say, no. The people in government know what to do. The people that are being led, they know what the right thing is. So it's like, at the end of the day, Buhari administration, Tinubu's administration, the elections showed that Nigerians were not really ready. They weren't. At the end of the day, if you are not united, it's not enough. You did not yield the result that you wanted. If there are people that went out to vote for Tinubu, we have a lot of work to do, because this is the kind of thinking that we're competing with. We're clashing heads here. That's a problem. But what I think, and don't forget to like and subscribe.